Yeah, well, this university behind me used to be a polytechnic, as did many up and down the country. But in the last 5 or 10 years or so, they've all expanded. Student numbers have gone up, which to me is a good idea. At present, I think 50% of all school leavers manage to get to university. To me, maybe that should be even higher. And the reason why I think that is because they go to university, get to meet different people from different countries, different cultures, and come up with different ideas to solve problems like the environmental problems. And after all, these are people for the future. These are the ones that's going to have to live in the future and look after the environment. And also, of course, these are the ones that's going to do the research and development to come up with new ideas for green technologies and green buildings, which is, I'm just going to go see one now. This is a type of building that comes about through research and development from places like universities. Now, to look at it, it just looks like most buildings, but in fact, this building, which cost £5 million, is thought to be the first of its kind in the United Kingdom to feature an eco-friendly design which uses a double-skin frame to create like a solar chimney. Actual heat from the people inside and the sun combined with the thermal mass of the building's concrete frame and the groundwater from a borehole to help heat and cool the building. So in a way, this is the best way to describe it. It's like a thermos flask. It's sort of a building within a building. You've got an outer layer of glass, then the inner layer which is the actual building, so that in the summer it keeps cool and in the winter it keeps warm. It's absolutely amazing. It's a really amazing building, really. But this is the up-to-date building, just being finished. But we're also doing things with like old building that's been around 100 years. So this is a type of thing as well in old building. I'm going to go have a look at one now. Right, this is the type of building that we're talking about. This is called Titanic Mills, a place called Linthwaite. One time, it was obviously a mill producing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tons of CO2 emissions. Now it's a Grade 2 listed building, built in 1911, same time as the Titanic. In fact, they call this one the Titanic. Now it's been converted into sauna, gymnasiums, health, fitness club, and the hundreds and hundreds of apartments. So this is a good idea to convert these mills, to sort of giving back something which they took out of the environment, if you like, over the centuries. Now they're giving it back insofar as you don't have to build a load of houses. People are living in there now. And I often wonder, in the past, if there had been two young mill girls sat in there during the break and one would have said to the other, you know, there'll come a time when people actually live in here in complete luxury. And the other one has said, yeah, sure, and I suppose they've landed on the moon. environment is more about windmills, eco-friendly ways of producing energy. It's also about environment is where you live. Now this small place here is Slouthwaite, and you can see this canal, the old part, where it actually joins the new. In the back there is where at one time most people around here would have worked, like a lot of northern towns, in the mills. But since this area's been regenerated, this canal system's been built up, and now it's actually done a lot for the economy around here. As you can see, these people are tourists, and now it attracts people like these, and of course they're now helping the local economy around here, and it can all be for the good. So we have to think more than just how to produce cheap energy and recycle. We also have to think about the environment as a place where we live, what we have pride in and what we want to maintain and look after. And of course a place like this, Slouthwaite, has benefited tremendously from inward investment to open up the canal system, which has been closed since 1944, and it's just helped the whole town, you know. It's just sort of expanded, and tourism, like we've been saying, and this is what it's about. It's not just about producing cheap energy, it's also about people having pride in the place where they live. When it was suggested to the local people about opening the canal up, not a lot of people were really interested in it at the time. They were saying, well, there'll be all the upset and the roads and things. But now I'm quite sure that if they're asked now, you know, they're really being pleased it's been done and really help the area out. This lock here is like a guillotine. I think they probably call it a guillotine lock. Sort of shows how old meets new technology. The old 17th century canal here with a modern innovation. I believe it's the only one of its kind actually in the country. Part of this mill that at one time been producing wool around this area has now been converted into a new type brewery. I'm quite sure that in the past the people that worked in here would have quite liked the idea of finishing the work shift to being able to get downstairs and have a few beers. That's how the economy changes. Apparently in the past in Slouthwaite there was someone called the Moonrakers that used to come on this canal late at night looking for illicit booze that had been hidden in the canal earlier that day, and they'd come at night try to get it out. Anyhow, there's a little song about it.
They were the moonrakers of Slouthwaite, fishing for booze when the moon would allow it. But the greedy king wished to have fine wines, so taxing the people's booze was a sign of our time. So they could drink from a sodomy trough, where all our problems could just fall off. Church and state and king no more, but in the morning our heads would be sore. Then back in chains and grinding stone, working for a pittance for bread to come home. All work and not enough play. Moonrakers of Slouthwaite, some heroes of the day.
course, apart from canals being really good places to hide illicit booze, they're also a good place to see nature. I suppose when in the 1700s, when they built this canal, they wouldn't have been really thinking about what the future's going to be like for the biodiversity and the ecosystem and nature around here, but whatever they thought, it's worked out wonderful. And someone is finding out that it's quite a nice place to fish. Night time I've been on here and it's full of bats as well, flying around. You come up north, these Pennine towns, and you get this ruggedness, and it's so good on the eye for me to see all this ruggedness fitting in with nature, the canal. I'm on my way now to the end of this canal where it goes into the Pennines, a little village called Marsden. Welcome to Marsden. That's a bit of Yorkshire soil until we cross the Pennines, go over into Lancashire. Before I do, I'm going to go down to the village. There's a few things I want to have a look at. Now on my way here to Marsden, so I walk on the canal towpath, there's some signs there. These signs are being designed by people to let people know who's walking past where they are, what sort of wildlife it is there, and generally the history of the area. Now one of them, this one, when I first saw it a few weeks ago, was in perfect condition. I goes back again a couple of days after, on my way here actually, and someone's graffitied all over it. I just can't understand the mentality of them today. And I look at these stocks here in Marsden and I think, well, maybe we should bring these back, but look at them, let them sit in here for a few hours with a placard round their neck saying, I'm just an idiot that wants to go around ruining everything that people like to look at. I mean, I don't understand the mentality of them, but it makes you wonder, should we bring these back? Obviously we shouldn't. But things like that going on, I just don't know. Yeah, it's lovely villages, Marsden. There's plenty like up and down, but this is a Pennine one. That's what's special about it. And also what's special about it is, just over the Pennines there, we have the highest and longest canal tunnel in Britain. In fact, I'm just going to go have a look at it now. So this is the famous Standedge Tunnel, the highest and longest of any in the country, the canal tunnel. Now, some time ago, they turned up here, a group of men, shovels and picks, and a bit of black powder, or gunpowder as we know it. And they were told, right, start digging 3 miles that way, we're in Yorkshire, we want to come out in Lancashire. And that's the sort of thing they did then, they didn't question anything. They had the willpower, and if they wanted to do something, they'd literally move mountains. After they'd done that, of course, we had the railways came along, we had the Industrial Revolution, and the technology that we have today is down to people like this in the past that had the willpower to achieve. Now we've got to have the willpower to achieve things with the technology that they've allowed us to have to solve our problems, of course, which are environmental problems that came about through the Industrial Revolution. But it was a necessary stage to go through. Without the Industrial Revolution, we wouldn't have had your computers, you wouldn't have had your handphone, you'd have had absolutely nothing, So it's a necessary stage, but we have to have the same willpower that these people had, and in some ways the same leadership, in order to solve environmental problems that are facing us now. Well before the motorways, well before the railways, and even well before the canal, this was the only way from Yorkshire to Lancashire, over this beautiful Packhorse Bridge here, over there. Sometimes it must have been pretty frightening if you're on your own, but they had it to do. I could imagine if a wandering minstrel wanted to try his luck out in Yorkshire, see if the Yorkshire people will pay him, because the Lancashire wouldn't pay him nothing. Can you imagine he comes over here to Yorkshire, and is he going to sit there and is he going to play and practice before he goes to see the Yorkshiremen? Because Yorkshiremen have been known to be a bit tight with the old pocket. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. I am the phantom busker. I play throughout the land. Sometimes you just ignore me because you think it's too grand. But sometimes my music gives people pleasure with their time to think. Instead of worrying about your hectic lifestyle and the washing up left in the sink. Na 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 na. I played for 1,000 years. Sometimes I may bring happiness, sometimes I may bring tears. Just how the message may take you on a certain day. Whether you're on a downer or you just received your pay. Again, this is Mars and Moors, part of the Pennine Way.